Hi everybody, happy Christmas. It's it's wonderful. So it is. I hope everybody is getting to embrace some lovely connecting energy. My name is Marie Nugent. My business is called Time to Sparkle and Shine, and I am a firm believer in self-empowerment and working with women in particular, allowing them to discover their inner strength and their hidden powers that they have that allows them to navigate through life. And I'm on this morning. I've been doing a series of Instagram lives with my gorgeous friend Felicia, and we've been using a combination of facial reflexology and emotional freedom techniques, but actually just using on the facial reflexology points. So today, and good morning, Felicia. Oh, I just love when things just clicked in. Hello, darling. How are you?
Good morning. Yes, hi. I've got my head up this time, which is good. My phone won't go any further, but hey,
Yeah,
I'm wearing red today in celebration of Christmas.
I can see you perfectly, so that's actually fantastic. So it is, and I can see me perfectly too. So do you know what? We're both here to be seen, so we are.
Oh, that's it. Bit of red.
You're red and white. I've got my sparkles. I have. They're like flashes of actually lightning bolts. So it's for all the energy that's going around at the moment. Happy solstice.
Same to you.
Yeah.
Same to you.
Perfect.
And boy, was it powerful. Yeah. Lots of different actual highlights came to me yesterday, light bulb moments and realization of different energies that I had not actually seen them before, but yesterday they were very starkly there and they wished to be addressed. And I in actual fact walked away from about 4 or 5 supposed friends yesterday.
Okay.
Who I realized were not my friends.
Yeah.
They were using me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, golden opportunity to say thank you for the lesson.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah.
And I can take my infinite power back.
Yeah.
And say thank you for that lovely lesson. I'm walking.
Yeah. And there's nobody, I mean, friends definitely will do that for you. Situations will do that for you. Family will do that for you, because I have my own, you know, my own stuff that's coming up, you know, particularly with family, you know, highlighting and being seen and heard and respected. And it's something that for us as women, you know, particularly coming up to Christmas time, we can get lost in the crowd of doing, you know, doing for others, making sure everybody is all right, that, you know, that you do get lost in that thing. And sometimes you have to say, hey, I'm here. You know, I deserve to be seen. Yeah. I deserve to be heard, and I deserve to be respected. I deserve to have a life. I deserve to have support. You know, all the things you have. Sometimes you just have to say that, you know, to make people realize, because, you know, it's really, really interesting. And I think anything that comes up around powerful days or dates are always, you know, there's a quicker shift, I think, through them.
True. But no, it was quite evident yesterday, and I thought, no. I'm standing in here and I'm quite happy. And I asked my violet flame dragon to come in and cleanse all my aura and my everything that I've actually, obviously they've either attached their energies to me and believed that I was their light bearer to leech off my light and my power.
Yeah.
And I thought, no more. You're on your own now. Yeah. You sort yourself out. Yeah. Because I'm saying goodbye. And I just walked away, and the violet flame came in, and violet dragon.
Yeah.
And it just burnt it all away from me, and it was lovely.
Yeah. Now, because yeah, it is exciting, because the more you let go, when you let go, you're actually allowing something new to come in. You know, that's sort of like the law. And I always had this thing in my head that it's better. Whatever is coming in is new. the higher vibrational, and it's better, you know. So it's, when you shift out energy, it's allowing the lighter energy to come in and to work with us. So we did a whole series of Instagram lives, and today the one that we're doing a combination of facial reflexology that Felicia does, and then I do tapping on those facial reflexology points at the end, just to whatever it is that's coming up. And today we're talking about stress. So we are, yes, because if there is no more stressful time, I'm lucky that I am the stage that I am, that my kids are that bit older, so I'm not organizing, you know, with all the skills of a general, trying to get everybody together and make sure you know, there's enough food in, that everybody has what it is that they're meant to have, that I haven't forgotten anybody. And that's a typical woman's role coming up to Christmas time, and that can be hugely stressful, so it can. So today Felicia is going to start with, so she's going to start with the reflexology points about de-stressing. And when we do these sequence, we start with the calm. We always start with calm, which is, you know, the 4 points here that, yeah, that we can, and you can use daily, take you out of your head and just help you relax. I love the red on you, so I do.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I thought to myself, I've got loads of red stuff, which I used to wear red and black all the time when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And then at the end of my 4 years of wearing red and black on its own,
Yeah.
you know, and then all of a sudden I'm not wearing this again. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I'm going to wear red today.
But
and I've got all this red. Thinking, this is good. Yeah,
but isn't it funny? Like, I mean, the representative for Father Christmas, you know, Santa Claus, red, that whole thing, but also the root chakra for grounding, you know, which is what it is that we're you know, that we'll be working about, grounding ourselves so that we're not all the time, that our head isn't, you know, going to, it's not going to explode, so it's not. For communication, so I have, and throat chakra, you know, so it's the combination of the two, of being grounded and being able to speak. Okay, let's go, Felicia. Where do we start?
And also red, remember, in Chinese medicine means actual protection and abundance or prosperity.
Love it. Big into abundance and prosperity.
It's an energy that brings it in because it's passion.
Yeah.
Red is passion.
That's right. Red rose. Yes. Love as well. Passion and love. Combine them all. Okay, so where are we starting? We're starting with our calm.
Relaxation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the calming ones first, and relaxation. And remember where this is.
Yep.
Center of eyebrow, go up into the center of the eye, of the forehead, and go diagonally towards the hairline.
Yeah.
Now, I think last week I had 3 people get in touch with me and ask me, I'm really stressful about Christmas, about all sorts of things happening.
Yeah.
And I'm really finding it really difficult to cope.
Yeah.
So I took them through a series of probably 5 sets of relaxation, of these relaxation points. On the third sequence, they were feeling a lot better. They'd calmed down sufficiently enough to gather themselves and realise what they were actually giving, where they were placing their energies,
yeah,
which they realised was not in the right place.
Yeah.
And by the 5th sequence, they were well and truly in tune with themselves.
Yeah.
They felt their own energies returning to them in greater velocity than they had before.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, I don't know what happened. We did a round of EFT, which obviously is your voice was in my head going, now do the EFT.
Yeah.
So I did the EFT to give them more of an enhanced belief in themselves. We actually negated the negative charge and changed it into a positive. And by the end of the whole session, they were buzzing, absolutely buzzing, feeling upbeat. They were uplifted. They felt happy. the solar plexus was feeling really energized, and it was them, not anybody else's. And the spark of light was returned. They said they felt really as though their light was on full max, which was great. And I had a text from them 2 days later, at the weekend actually, saying how marvelous just the relaxation points were. That was without doing anything else, and that's all they did, because that's all their energy was requiring. But they're coming back for another session, and they said that they're looking forward to it, because they said they know it's going to do them really powerful good. So hey ho, you know, this is really, really good. Right, we're going to do the stress points, which is going to be really and truly the stress relation is going to be covering, although we're not going to do this, but it covers the whole of the forehead.
Okay.
If we think about it, what happens when we are in stress, our whole structure of our brain and all the muscles and the skin on our head go into construction mode.
Yeah.
Constriction mode.
Yeah.
And that's when you have headaches, migraines, you feel sick, you feel nauseous, you have a tightness in your solar plexus. Then it escalates to worry, and then it escalates to fear. We're going to cut all that out. This is all cutting out and releasing. What we're going to do, I'm going to tell you what each point relates to the first time round, and then do we do a second round without?
We can do it as in, so the first one you can go through explaining where each point is, and then what we can do is just do the sequence, you know, separate, without the explanation, and then we can finish with the calming, you know, back to the calming sequence that we start and finish each sequence with. So
right,
the explanation first.
Point where you go onto your nose,
yeah,
lip round, and then literally come down to the side here.
Yeah.
So if you work it in as a line at the corner of your mouth, it would be just under the cheek here.
Yeah.
And what you're going to do is you're going to do downward strokes.
Okay.
So it's not up, it's down, because this is the large intestine.
Okay.
So you don't want to bring any toxic waste up, you want it to go down.
Okay.
This is detoxifying before you've done your distress mode, anything else such as distress. This is getting rid of the toxic waste that's causing the stress in the first place. Now, this can be, as we know only too well, it can be our emotions, our feelings, our habits. This can be food, it can be alcohol, it can be all sorts of things. And this is, if that happens, by the way, whoever's watching live or is watching on replay, that's one good sign that says it works. It's working, in other words. And all of here, the lower nose, is all to do with your root chakra. So the next one is literally slightly lower than that. So you corner of the mouth, and you come down as a hook, and it sort of sits between the gum and your teeth. The tooth.
Yeah.
So again, you're doing downward movement, downward movement. 6 is this particular point is related to your root chakra, all of the genital area, your bladder and your urethras, your everything that's getting rid of.
Elimination, all the systems within your body that eliminate. Yeah.
So what you're going to do is, this can have, if you do this on a regular period of time, you will find that your ability to release your eliminations are a lot easier.
Yeah.
The transit is easier in any way.
Yeah. Bowels and bladder. Yeah.
Next point is over onto the side. I can turn around. It's on the side.
Yeah.
And over the ear.
Yeah.
Sweep down, and then come down to probably about there on your ear.
Okay.
Now this is going to be on a bone.
Yeah, on the bone.
Ear.
Okay.
Usually this is quite tight. I'm feeling it's tight for me. This is related to your eyes.
Okay.
Your optical nerve. It is also related to your cervical spine, thyroid, neck, also vagus nerve, which is obviously the governing nervous system for your digestive system. Now, if that's tender, that is a definitely good notification that is requiring more work.
Okay.
To the other side.
Yeah.
Also, this is a very good point, Marie, for your TMJ joint, joint to release any locked jaws, any problems with your jaws, whether you've got clenched teeth at night time. Oh, quite a lot of jaw issues.
Because we hold a lot of tension, and grinding.
Yeah, especially if you've been to the dentist.
Yeah.
Right, we're back to this point again at the top here, which is part of the relaxation sequence. This is your gallbladder duct. So it's clearing out. It's to do with your trigeminal nerve and your colon. So it's a crossover. There's loads of different things each point relates to. And if you start itching, by the way, very good as well. I'm starting to itch on my stomach meridian. So obviously that's moving energies, which is great. Whatever sensations you have when doing any of the sequences, your body is giving you the clear message it's working. Yeah. It's clearing out. Even though it may not be related to where you are actually targeting. Yeah. Funny. We've done this before. See, these are two part of the relaxation sequences, which is brilliant. And this is your shoulders, neck again, head. Yeah. It's also related to the central nervous system. Oh, it's related to your eyes and also the brain. We all do have them, by the way, guys, if you're listening. They're all functioning perfectly. Even though we're going up in the festive season, they're all functioning perfectly. It just depends on the level of function. When somebody's switched off.
It's interesting because when you think of the points, you think of the way they're going down through the body. So obviously your hair, your brain, your eyes, but like your nose, your spine, your kidneys, all the way, all that, basically it's a slice through your body of the energies that it's going to be covering.
These 2 points here that we've just done are related to the bladder meridian. Bladder meridian starts in the corner of the eyes here, which is like also your thyroid. But when that's for facial reflexology, but for actual meridians, that's where your bladder meridian starts. So when you come up, that is your point 2 of your bladder. So you're clearing out your back to support it, re-energize energies down your central nervous system. So there's lots of different places that you are tapping or you're massaging into, which is great because obviously that's what it's all about. And the last one is the center again. So you're going back to some of the points you did for
the calming relaxation. The relaxation.
Whatever you do for the calming, you're amplifying with the de-stress. Yeah.
And in fairness, when you get into that level of stress, you need several sequences to just be able to bring you down. Yeah.
But you could, as I said before, anyone that's wishing to have a quick point to do, if they're in a meeting, for instance, or they're in with family and they feel it very distressful, this point is the point to use on its own. Yeah. Because this one, no one knows what you're doing. You could be itching your ear for all they know. They have no idea what you're doing. And after you do it, obviously, if you do it on a repeated pattern, you do it on a loop, and you sit there in front of them, and they ask you, "Why are you itching your ear?" And you're going, well, I've just got an itch in my ear, you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain to anybody, really. So now we're going to do a round without my explanation.
Okay.
So this is going to be straight through.
The whole sequence. Yeah.
So we're going to do that one. I love people to, for Maria and myself, whilst we're doing this, it'd be lovely for feedback. If anyone's watching this live or on replay, it'd be lovely to be able to, if you're going to do these sequences,
yeah,
it'd be lovely to hear what happens when you're doing the sequences yourself. I mean, we know what's happening for us because we're doing them.
Yeah.
But obviously, it'd be lovely to hear, you know, that anyone's having any questions you would ask, you're more than welcome. Because obviously I've been doing this for over 20 odd years, so I know I can answer any questions you might wish to answer.
Itchy chin and nose.
Right, no, what's that? All right, I got one last time. I forgot it. Right, it's under the nose. Okay. We'll do this. We'll do this.
Up and down or side to side?
It's up and down, Marie.
Up and down. Okay. That'll definitely give you an itchy nose.
Yeah, this sure does do the itchy nose, I must say. Yeah. It really, you sometimes get hot or cold with this one as well. 180. I got a visit from a fox yesterday.
Lovely.
He just sat there and looked at me regally, sitting there in the garden looking at me. And I really would love to have gone out and sat with him or her, because I feel this infinity. I have to be with nature and talk to the animals a lot more. I have been doing it with the birds, but I just feel that nocturnal animals would be most gracious if I would actually be able to go and, you know, sit with them and be with them. But that will come in time.
Yeah.
You have to be patient.
Yeah. And I think for people, you know, if anybody's doing this or following along, don't be surprised if you can feel your body tensing, but these sequences is allowing you to become aware of that so that you can actually consciously allow your body to relax as well.
Mm. Certain points may find, I've been reminded by my guides that certain points you may be going on, maybe sore or tender, maybe tight. Also, you may find you get earache, a momentary earache, for instance, which you have no really understanding of why all of a sudden you've got an earache. It's because you have to remember what you're doing. You're applying a different energy to what you once had.
Yeah.
So if you've got any blocks anywhere in any of the meridians or chakras or auric field, you are changing your dynamics. Therefore, it gets a bit jittery. So your body then responds by giving you momentarily aches or pains that you had once before, but because you suppressed them, they're now coming out because you're allowing them space to come out into. And what can happen then is that you will be able to give them a voice, and then by the actual tapping or the sequences that we're doing here with facial reflexology, it releases them. And you only may have momentarily earache, and it just like a flash come and then go.
And of course, as Felicia said before in previous ones, if you've got crystals, something with a rounded edge on it, you can also use that on the points. Yeah. Just in case you don't, you know, or your nails are too long or whatever. But if you're into crystals, it's a great way of using, even like the smaller ones, any size at all.
It's really good. Obviously, I did have plans because I did have them with me, but obviously I wasn't meant to use them. They were with me energetically. Yeah, it was quite surprised because obviously I teach crystal healing, and I also add in now facial reflexology when I teach, funnily enough, because you're obviously working with energy, and energy is in any shape or form, because everything is an energy. And I actually teach my students to actually work on themselves with facial reflexology.
Yeah.
And it is amazing the differences it has to their progress on their spiritual development journey. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think what we both are firm believers in is in giving the people that we work with. I work with women in particular, but giving them the tools and the techniques and to basically to unleash their own power and their own sense of themselves and why they're here and making a difference in the world. And to make a difference in the world, you start by making a difference with yourself, and having that ability to tune in. And you know, it's that whole thing is when you wanted to tune in before you joined the nuns or the priests or whatever it is, and you went to a monastery, so there was basically no distractions. You know, you had your whole time and your whole space to do what it is. But we live in a world where now we have to learn to integrate what it is to get to that space within you that allows you to live the best life that you can and have fun while you're doing it. But also because we live in a world that's full of distractions. So it's like, how is it that we can do to get into that space? And doing, you know, all these tools that we, you know, using the language, how you speak to yourself, using tapping, using facial reflexology, all of these things help us to get into that calm space. And when we're in that calm space, basically, we can achieve anything because we have a sense of perspective. We see the bigger picture and we don't get caught up in the dramas, which happens.
No.
Yeah.
No. When you do this on a regular basis, I mean, I call it unplugged. I call it unplugged from the Matrix years and years and years ago, which is great. And it's a case of if you do this on a regular basis, I do EFT every morning, I do facial reflexology every morning, I do meditation and yoga. How I fit it in, heaven knows, but I managed to do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And that's I also fit in journaling and drawing during the day, not during the morning, but during the day, as well as going for a walk in nature. And it just literally gives you such a sense of true knowledge of who you truly are and on your soul journey. It gives you the opportunity to have the space to work within yourself. And yes, Marie is correct. You do not play games. The only part you play is for yourself. Yeah.
And because you were saying something the last time we were on, Felicia, you were going to talk about protection. So just to remind you that, you know, of what it is that when you, how to protect how to mind your energy it's part of your own self-care. And particularly for those that have got families that are coming in, that are going to be spending, you know, with big groups or with friends or whatever, that you can find it stops you getting caught into the dramas, you know, that you because you know, when people come together, there is a natural there's a natural shaking up of the energy. So there is. And you know, while we want to get back to the whole thing about Christmas and love, and that's why we're here, and you know, work from there. Sometimes it doesn't actually happen like that. So protection. Use any time when you're going out, when you get up in the morning, when you go to bed at night. Cutting ties is a big thing. I am a firm believer of cutting the ties, all the energetic ties with people that you met during the day. Great. So it allows your energy, calling back your energy to yourself. and allowing those that, you know, that energetically tied with you, allow their energy to go back gently to them as well, so that everybody has what it is they're meant to have.
True. But no, I mean, I learned this when well, many years ago, actually, when I went into my, do a reflexology on the feet years and years and years ago. And our tutor did all sorts of different energy work. And he said to all his students in the first class we went to, he said, I'm going to teach you something that's going to be totally wacky, weird and strange. But to be honest, it's the best tool of for basic information I'm going to teach you that will be beneficial for you in the future. We all sort of looked at one another thinking, what the heck is he talking about? And he said, right, it's very easy to do. And he said, what you do is you rub your hands together, and then you place your hands like in that sort of shape. Now the palms here will sit on your root chakra. So it's literally in your lap, in other words. So the palms are facing, so your middle fingers are into your groin area.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to zip up. So with the middle fingers mainly, although you're going to sweep up the body, you sweep up with all of the hands and end up on the lower chin.
Okay.
And then what you do is you pinch the middle finger and the index finger together, lock the energy in, and throw away the key.
Okay.
What that does is protect all of your auric fields and your chakras and meridians on the front part of your body, which is your conception vessel.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to do is, I'm not able to describe this because obviously my camera is not going to be able to do this, but when you do the same thing, sort of, you put your two palms together, or like that, on the lower back, on your glute, or you're on your back, on your bum.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to imagine the middle fingers are connected with your perineum.
Okay.
Make that connection, and then when you do the same thing, you're going to zip yourself up like you're going to zip yourself up into a wetsuit, in other words.
Yeah.
So you're going to pull yourself up. I mean, obviously a lot of people are not going to be able to get their hands as high as I am, but then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the back and going to imaginary find yourself a zip on the back of your middle part of your middle spine, and you're going to pull the zip up over the top of your head to the top lip, and then do exactly the same. Lock yourself in, throw away the key. And what that does, it protects your whole auric fields all the way around your personal part of you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can now go out and feel very safe and secure that you are supported and protected in your own bubble of energy.
Yeah. And
there's a story that I can relate to this. I've got permission to use this from one of my students. And she's an ex-solicitor, and she had to go, while she was doing her training with me, she had to go into London. Totally forgot to do her protection before leaving house. Got on the train and realised she was actually feeling very uncomfortable sitting on the train, because she was feeling people, because she'd obviously done her energy work with me, because she hadn't protected herself, she felt other people's energies coming towards her and wanted her light. She thought, hang on a minute, I have protected myself. See me. So she imagined it in her head, zipping herself up both sides. And as soon as she did that, all of a sudden, all of those people, energy backed off. She could feel it going. They were withdrawing their energies away from her because she wasn't allowing them to come anywhere near her, which was great. And then the other one, if you feel ungrounded at all, you've been in someone's company and you feel all up here and you feel very dizzy and really disorientated and confused, you put your middle finger and index finger on your third eye, and you put your two other fingers on your tummy button. You push in and go up, both feet standing on the floor, preferably, I'm upstairs at the moment, so I'm imagining my feet are actually grounded into Mother Earth. Preferably it would be advantageous to probably be on the floor itself, on Mother Nature itself. And then wait for your either sigh or feel your feet tingling. That is a sure sign that your body is now grounded. And what you're doing is you're hooking up your third eye to your lower part of your body, so it's completely in your energy field. So it's just two simple things you can do.
So it's not separate, it's actually part of. Yeah.
Yeah. There are other methods, but I teach those because they're so easy. I mean, hence why my tutor taught us, because it's so easy to implement. Like cleaning your teeth, brushing your hair, you include that into your daily routine in the morning. And you can even do it whilst you're brushing your teeth. You can imagine you're doing that, you know, doing it automatically. But over a period of time, that's exactly what can happen. Without you even knowing, because your subconscious picked up the message time and time again that you've done it, and it will do it for you. Because your conscious has not carried it out, your subconscious will say, "Yeah, you've missed something off your important routine this morning. We'll do it for you," and you will be given an image of your inner self or higher self doing it for you.
Yeah.
And then you know that you can go out in the big wide world, and whoever comes to you, doesn't matter who they are, they won't have any permission to come into your vicinity, because you it's like putting boundaries up in the body.
Yeah.
Physical boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were coming to the end, so we'll just do some EFT. I have no idea what is going to come up, but sure. we would go with, so it's going to be the calm points that we used before. So up here, your eye, the center part, and your thing. And I will end up with, because all the points come up to the top like a lotus, they actually come to the top of your head. So we'll end with that. So I'm feeling so stressed.
I'm feeling so stressed.
There's a million things I have to do.
There's a million things I have to do.
And I just don't have time to do any of it.
I just didn't have time to do everything.
I'm holding all of this tension in my body.
All this tension in my body.
And it is really stressing me out.
Really stressing me out.
I just can't think. I have so much to do.
I cannot think. I've got so much to do.
So much to do.
So much to do.
I'm feeling so stressed.
Feeling so stressed.
My head is all fuzzy.
All fuzzy.
Oh, my body, I can feel the tension in my body.
Feel the tension in my body.
My gut is in knots.
My gut is in knots.
I can feel all of that tension just building up within me.
That tension building up in me.
I don't even have time to go to the toilet.
I do not even have to go to the loo.
I feel so stressed out.
I'm so stressed out.
So much to do.
So much to do.
My body is under stress.
My body is under stress.
I can feel that tension, holding it within my body.
Holding in my body.
I feel so stressed.
I feel so stressed.
So much to do.
So much to do.
I can feel it in my body.
Feel it in my body.
I can feel it.
Feel it.
But what if I allowed myself to relax?
What if I allow myself to relax?
What if I allowed myself, my body, to release some of this tension?
To release some of this tension.
Adrenaline is great for getting you going.
Adrenaline is great for getting going.
But when you overuse it, it leaves you exhausted.
When you're exhausted.
So what if I allow my body to calm down?
What if I calm down?
What if I allow myself to release some of that tension?
Release some of that tension.
What if I allow my head to let go some of that energy?
That energy.
Every time I tap, I can feel my head getting lighter. I can feel the blood flowing back.
Feel the blood flowing back.
I can feel my scalp relaxing.
Scalp relaxing.
I can feel my forehead relaxing.
Feel my forehead relaxing.
Allowing itself to feel nice and mellow.
Allowing myself to feel lovely and mellow.
Allowing it to feel so much lighter.
To feel so much lighter.
Allowing that feel-good factor to come back.
Allowing the feel-good factor to come back.
And when I do that, it has a knock-on effect on my body.
It has a knock-on effect in my body.
All the way down on my throat, relaxing.
Relaxing.
My heart, my chest, I can breathe more easily.
Breathe. So much easier.
I can allow it to let go of the tension. Down to my gut. I can feel it unclenching.
Unclenching and
yeah, feeling lower, allowing my tummy to relax. Allowing the energy to flow all the way through my body. Allow me to be supported by the seat that I'm sitting in. Yeah, it's got me.
Yes, it's got me.
Yeah, it's supporting my body.
Supporting my body.
I actually don't have to do anything.
I do not have to do anything.
I can allow myself to feel supported.
Allow myself to feel supported.
I can allow my supports to come in and help me.
I can allow my supports to come in and help me.
I'm so grateful for all the help and support that I'm getting.
I'm grateful for all the help and support I am getting.
And I allow that energy to flow towards me.
To flow to these energies towards me.
I don't have to do it by myself.
I have to do it by myself.
It's best for me and everybody else around me if I allow myself to be and feel supported. I can allow my body to relax. I'll be harnessing the energy in a more holistic way.
More holistic way.
I'm going to allow my body to work in harmony with the spirit, which allows everything to fall into place.
The place naturally.
Like the pieces of a jigsaw. It all falls into place. And I allow that to happen in body, mind,
body, and
spirit, all harmonizing together. Allowing me to feel surrounded and uplifted by love. Deep breath in and release. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Completely intuitive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I never know what I'm going to say or where I'm going to go when I start.
Yeah.
And I think that's because there's always a fear that you're going to run out of things to say. And that's where the more you relax into it, the more you're guided about where it is that you're going to. And it, you know, anybody can do this. You don't have to, you know, you can literally tune in to what your body is telling you. And in fairness, when you're feeling stressed, you know exactly where you're feeling it in your body. So you do. Felicia's already like, yeah.
the reaction from me all the way through that set was I was yawning consistently. I had to keep on doing this. My nose was itching. A corner of my left eye was giving some sort of, and then I was having itching in my forehead. I had my hair was, my scalp was itching, and my throat was feeling a bit sort of as though there's something wanting to come out, which was brilliant. And then the back of my neck, I was feeling as though I had a heat. Someone was coming right up my neck and then flushing back down again. There was loads of things happening, I'm telling you. And I'm thinking, oh, just carry on. Just let it go. Just come up and let it go.
Absolutely. And that's, you know, because sometimes we can overthink things, that if we just, you know, just let the body do what it is that it needs to do, because sometimes, and a lot of the time, it's unconscious anyway, you know, but that when you allow your body to relax, you're tapping into its innate intelligence that we all possess in allowing it to self-correct. Have you got a card for us, Felicia?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a card. I thought I was going to do, well, there's one card that came up for that, and then I'm going to be doing, that's just strange actually, because I'm going to be doing my unicorns. I haven't done my unicorns for a long time, so I've been asked to do my unicorns, which is great. I love my unicorns.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to shuffle them. The first one that came out with my dragons, oh, hello, that fell out instantly. I didn't have to do anything. Ooh. Right, okay, so the first one was this one. I love working with Kuan Yin and her dragons. They're absolutely amazing what they actually help you with. And this is transcending all lower energies out of your life.
Yeah.
And what these dragons do is absolutely magnificent, because I always have a dragon I call on in the mornings, and they actually wrap themselves around my neck. Because in Chinese medicine, in the northern hemisphere at the moment, we're in winter months, and it's a bit chilly this morning, I must say, and we had a very hard frost last night. I thought it had snowed, but it was very hard frost. When you wish to protect your neck in these colder weather, you actually have a scarf around you, and also around the front part here, which also protects your thymus gland, which is brilliant. It's supposed to protect it in the cold winter months, sort of thing. And that helps you to go through winter in perfect health, and then going into the summer months. Kuan Yin dragons then enhance that by asking, if you ask for one of the dragons to wrap around your neck.
Yeah.
And they actually, the head of the dragon actually wraps themselves around you. But when you speak, or you wish to speak, it actually comes up and looks at you and sort of corrects your vocabulary for you, and make sure that you are talking positively and thinking positively about yourself. And it ticks you off. I mean, it does tick you off, saying, "Oh, that's the wrong words to use to self. Stop it. You know, just pay attention to what you're saying."
Yeah.
And then what happens is the rest of its body goes down your central nervous system, all the way down your Kundalini line, in other words, and coils its bottom part of its tail around your on your root chakra. So it supports you right on your back. So even if you've protected yourself, because you've given yourself a protection yourself, the dragons will enhance it.
Yeah.
So wherever you go, you will know you've got this energy frequency on your back, which is brilliant. It's not weighing you down. It's very light. It's very friendly, and extremely full of love.
Yeah.
So it's sending love to your back, in other words. Anyone wishing to have any inroads of hurting you from the back has got another thing coming, because one of her dragons round you will turn round, literally flick its head round to the back, and it will blow an energy of love to that person.
Yeah.
And they back off, because they don't know they're not necessarily working to that frequency at that time.
Yeah.
But you are giving them the opportunity to work with that energy. You do not match an energy they're giving to you with theirs, because you are then feeding the negativity. You then switch it round and you feed it positive energy. Yeah. It's great for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I find her very, very empowering. She empowers me in so many ways that I have never actually felt before. which is really good. So that was the first card. And then the second one that came out is absolutely amazing. It's got rainbows, it's got bluebirds, and it's open to abundance. Believe you deserve and accept plenty and prosperity.
Lovely.
So going into Christmas time, and everyone watching on live or replay, this is your cards for you. Because obviously if you go into the Christmas period, you are begin spending lots of the energy of money.
Yeah.
And obviously what you invest in yourself or anybody else when you're as you're generous, if you see this as it's coming back to you. So it may not be before Christmas, but the unicorns are assuring me whatever you spend on yourself or someone else, unconditionally, remember.
Yeah.
If you put a condition on it, the energy is distorted. Yeah. So if you do it unconditionally and you place the energy of joy and bliss and happiness and excitement to see that other person receiving your gift,
yeah,
the unicorns will match that for you and bring that energy back to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does work because I know in my household only too well. I require that energy on mass.
Yeah.
But it does work. And just to say that for years and years and years, I never received any gifts from my child at all. For one reason or another, they didn't believe in Christmas. They didn't like buying Christmas presents. And they don't live in this country either, in the UK. They've moved to Norway. So very, very difficult to obviously export anything because of the export and import duties were through the roof. So anyway, excuses. Anyway, this year, for the first time in 9 years, through all my Eve tube tapping, my manifesting and everything else, it's worked because I have had an influx of abundance of presents arriving every day for the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
That equivalates to 9 presents.
Okay. Yeah.
9 years away from home, nothing.
Yeah.
9 presents arrive every day,
yeah,
or every other day.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, this is bliss.
Yeah.
Manifesting definitely works.
Yeah.
It definitely works.
Yeah.
Because if you give out, it doesn't matter what form it comes back to you in and where it comes from.
Yeah.
Long as though you do it unconditionally and you literally surrender it to the universe, because it comes back to you from expected and unexpected places.
Yeah.
So this message from the unicorns and Kuan Yin is saying, because they both work with abundance. But abundance, as we know in our world, it doesn't necessarily mean financial.
Yeah.
It can mean all sorts of abundance. And the unicorn has a habit of actually giving you such a boost and an uplift in realization your potentials.
Yeah.
If you work in the slipstream of abundance, if you sail down the river in your boat, like it says in the nursery rhyme, row, row, row your boat gently downstream, it's much better you do that rather than trying to sort of struggle going upstream.
Yeah.
Because it's like, working through the rapids, it never works because it always gives you energies you have not actually asked for, and it's also changing your whole journey.
Yeah.
It's making it difficult for you. Whereas sometimes we do have difficulties, remember, because there are challenges, because you agreed to them. Oh, sometimes I wish I hadn't agreed to mine, but
oh, believe me, yes, I've had many a conversation and said, well, what in any earth did I ever think that going through something like this was going to be a good idea? So it's like, yeah, because have you finished with your cards then?
The unicorns and the dragons are saying to everybody who's watching on here and also on replay that there is a brighter future for 2022. Although it may not look it in the world itself, I have been informed by my guides that come the end of February, a lot of what's been happening will then reveal itself, and it will not be able to retract. It will not be allowed to retract.
Yeah.
And the more light we place into this energy going forwards into 2022,
yeah,
the better it is, because light disperses darkness.
Yeah, very much so.
Rather than any other thing, any other energy, light always disperses energy of darkness. Sometimes our shadow selves obviously show up, but that is a different energy.
Yeah.
To what the darkness is. It's just a test. These loops that we've been experiencing for many years now are coming to the fore. They're having to be addressed and also dealt with energetically, but on a different level of what they first were originated at. And the unicorns and the dragons are giving us that ability to withstand, beg your pardon, the word withstand, whatever storm we're going to go through. Remember, there's always a silver lining.
Yeah, yeah.
That silver lining we are required to tap into and expand it.
Yeah, yeah. And the unicorn. Yeah, and it's because it is particularly challenging now with you know, with the force that's being used in the world at the moment, that to take that step back and to nurture yourself, you know, and to keep, because when you do that, then you are a light. I've always said that, you know, because I work with women, I see them as those that are willing to step into who they are as lighthouses. So it's like they literally just, they don't have to, you know, they don't have to take over the world, but they, in being who they are, they shine their light and they allow it to be seen. And that allows then to for the lights to all actually connect together. So it is, because you can see them in the darkness. Interesting, I have a Devine Feminine one here, and I said, well, sure, I might as well, just before we go. So 3 cards came out together. And you talk about the Chinese medicine, and this is Egyptian, so it was Sekhmet, the Red Lady. The Red Lady.
The Red Lady. Yeah.
And the affirmation is, I'm pure strength. But also, interestingly enough, because we do talk about emotions, I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Because so often women over the years could never voice what it was, and even still we don't give ourselves permission to do that.
No.
And the other thing, because I think this is really fascinating, because what we do at Christmas time also is we provide sanctuary for our families to come back home to. And Hestia is the second one, the goddess of sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sanctuary is found within me. So it's within you, but also the space that you create, which is absolutely phenomenal. And then, because there's magic, and the magic of words that's within us, Sappho, the poetess, I love every inch of my body. You know, how often do we criticize ourselves? I love every inch of my body, and I love the women in my life fiercely. And I went, okay, that's enough. I don't need to know anymore. So they literally just came out. The 3 of them came out together, and I said, I'm going to share it as well. Sorry, Felicia. Anyway.
No. The end, actually, what actually brings them all together is that both the dragons and the unicorns are saying, they keep calling on my other deck, which is my Gaia deck, which is all to do with Mother Earth.
Yeah. And
also the Wiccan and the Druids. And I had a conversation with someone about this the other day. Now, this is all to do with nature. Nature, we have come so far away from our natural instincts. The unicorns and the dragons are saying to us, over the Christmas period, give yourself permission to go out and have a walk in nature. Doesn't matter where it is, go out and have a walk in nature. Embrace Mother Nature's ambience, her atmosphere, because that's where the answers lie. We have for so long taken her for granted, mistreated her, raped and pillaged her, and done everything else to her. But she's always, for some unknown reason, been forgiving.
Yeah.
We forget that. And I got the message from Mother, because I work with her all the time, and I work with the animals and everything in my garden when I go outside. She is saying to us more and more, going in between now and going through into 2022, The answer is in nature. We have to search for things in nature. Do not believe in whatever's out in what's happening verbally or visually at the moment elsewhere. That is a false premises. You are being given, I don't know what's happening here, you are being given a false sense of security. And Mother Nature has the answers of support and security every human being and every sentient being living on this planet requires. She is our saviour, and she's speaking through me. That's why I'm actually communicating with the trees at the moment, and the trees are saying your ability to tap into us has been severed, or was severed many, many centuries ago. And it is now the most important time now to reconnect with nature on every single level possible. It may seem very silly, very stupid. It does not matter. She will understand. Mother Nature is there for all of us. She forgives us all, and she is actually welcoming us to come back into her arms and her heart. And once we connect to her heart, our heart, oh my God, our heart is going to be like a huge rose that's been closed in her heart chakra for so long. And she's going to bless it with her love so it can then blossom and bloom. That's what I got.
Well, we could not end on a better note, so we couldn't. From my heart to yours, Felicia, have a happy, happy Christmas. We will be coming back in the new year, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to go through the chakras. So we're going to go through the reflexology points. We're going to go through how to get into energy and also how to tap with them.
Yeah,
happy Christmas.
It's going to be a journey.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Enjoy.
Sending you all lots and lots of love. A big hug of love from me to you. Bye all.
Okay.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, darling. Bye.